Hi, welcome to Classy Chassis with me, Ryan. Hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, we've got a new project. Yes, it's a Mini. And it's not just a normal Mini. It's a 1275 GT Mini Clubman. So what we're going to be doing with it? Wow. We're going to be doing everything with it. I'm going to show you around it, show you what it needs. And then we're going to do exactly the same as we did to the green, and we're going to strip it down to its bare bones, and we're going to make it from an ugly duckling into a beautiful swan. But before I do all that, I'm just going to put a brand new battery on the back, and I just want to make sure this engine just cranks over. If it does, great. If it doesn't, we'll have to buy a new one. But I don't want to be doing that. I want to try and keep this engine. I want to try and salvage some originality to it. So without me waffling on, let's have a walk round and see what we can find. So before we start, I'll just give you a fun fact. The Mini Clubman was brought out in 1969 and it ended production in 1980. Now, back then, if you were a new customer, you didn't get your car until 1970 because British Leyland had a problem with the tooling. During the 10 years, British Leyland came out with the Mini Clubman saloon car, the Mini Clubman Traveller, which is the estate, and of course, the Mini Clubman 1275 GT. Now, loads of celebrities in the 70s had one of these. Famous one I know of is Mark Bolan from the band T-Rex. And if you're old enough to remember T-Rex, sadly, Mark lost his life in one of these cars. The general public didn't really like the square frontage shape of the Mini. They thought it wasn't a Mini, was it? They carried on making the classic Mini shape till 2000, but the Clubman only lasted 10 years. This was replaced by the new Mini Metro. So that's a fun fact for you. Anyway, let's have a look at this one. So Bodywork, it's not that bad. Okay, it's got a few patches of body filler. Of course, in the normal areas, a panel, the wing. We've got new wings. We've got new doors, so I'm not fussed about that. We've even got new A-pat pillars. The back, as you can see, it must be a common place for the Minis. A lot of them go here. I mean, I dare say behind this filler, there's a nice big hole. Again, I've got a new panel. It goes straight there, and it can be welded on. Everything else is straight. The roof's in good nick. The guttering is perfect. The main part I found is the back. Now, it always goes on the back with Minis, which is here. So, of course, it's this lip, what the bumper sits on. But this is part of the boot. It goes underneath, and it's all gone there. Inside the boot, it's a lot better than the green one. It's, if you can just see, it is solid. It's just down here that it's split and rotted away. So it's going to have a new panel put in. There's the badge. Round to this side again, the usual. You can see it a bit better now. So there's holes here. There's holes in the wheel well and under where the valance is. I've got all new metal work for that. Here again, somebody's put a nice bit of body filler. No doubt it's hiding a hole. Again, we'll know more when we get the old grinder out and strip it back. It's bubbled in places. Sills are okay on it. The A panel on this side is fine, but until we strip it, look at the wing. Now this is the worst part. The wing, it's not gone through, but they've put that much body fella. Luckily, I've got a wing for it. The interior now, typical 70s. This is a lovely chocolate brown, bit like the green one, but this has got stripes. This is the sporty GTI version, so it's got the 3-clock dash, nice big steering wheel, and a lovely brown interior to match. Now the driver's floor, it's had repair work done, but it's solid, so that's not bad. But the passenger floor has got a nice big hole, as you can see. It's got a good roof lining. It's nice, it's clean, it's totally different than the green one. And then underneath, all the rear floors are good. So hopefully this project, it won't have much welding. It's just be like the usual, the wing and the back of the boot. Right, let's have a look at the engine. So of course it's got the usual, it's been standing, so a bit of surface rust on the master cylinder over there. Looks like somebody has put new plugs, it hasn't been me, but somebody's put new plugs in it, so hopefully that's why I think it'll start, or it'll turn over, should I say. But everything here that you can see, I'm going to replenish and replace and either buy new or restore. So there you go. So let's put this battery on and see if the engine will crank over. And then if it does, we can start stripping it. So before I put the brand new battery on the back, I did take the starter motor off because the guy who we had the car off said it was just click, click, click. And really it's a good job, because if you can see, the teeth on the old one are all chipped compared to the new one. Plus it's all loose. I mean, it's moving freely, but it'd be slipping. So we'll get this put in. It's only 2 bolts, and then we'll connect it all up, and then we'll see if there's any power enough just to turn the engine over. Right, before I start it up, we'll just see if anything works, because we have got evidence of mice have been living in here, and you know what mice are like, they do like to gnaw on wires. So we'll turn it to the second setting, and as you can see, we've got the power light on. So that switch is nothing happening there. Nothing happening there. What about the heater? Yeah, the heater's working. What about the wipers? Nope. But we have got the wiper motor. Squirty jets, that works. Indicators. Yeah, our indicators work. And the lights work on full beam flash. So if you just see over here on top of the carburetor, it's chucking out loads of smelly old fuel, which is the overflow. So what I'm going to do, I'm not even going to attempt mess with it because it's going everywhere and it stinks. So what we'll do, when we take the engine out, we can rebuild the carburetor anyway. It's got no fuel in the tank, so it just must be full up inside the carburetor. So the carburetor wants a good clean. But on the positive note, the engine, it cranks round, it's not seized, you know, and it probably will fire up. So I'm happy with that. So we'll just take it apart now and pull the engine out, because it's all going to be rebuilt anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. So now we know that the engine cranks over and it wants to go. I'm going to start taking it apart bit by bit. I've just got to put everything in a box because I don't want to mix anything up with the green Mini. So what we'll do, we'll take the radiator off, we'll take the carburetor off, and then we'll disconnect everything. And then hopefully we can just get the crane and lift it out once those two main parts are out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll come back to you in a minute because you don't want to see me messing with old rusty bolts and knocking it to pieces. It's gone really cold now. I can't have the heating on because it smells of petrol and I don't want anything to set on fire. So I'm going to have to just grin and bear it. And again, big top tip, take pictures. I've took loads of pictures so I know where all pipes go and wires. So hopefully it'll be an easy jigsaw to put back together. So I'm going to get cracking with this. So I'll see you guys when it's a bit more stripped. Well, this took longer than expected. The Haynes manual says an engine out job is around about 4 hours. I started this at 7 o'clock at night. It's now coming up to 2 o'clock in the morning and I've only just managed to get it out. This engine has been a pig. The green one, it's been standing for like 30 years. All the bits that needed to come off really easy. This one, I've had cut pipes, studs have broke on me, there's nuts that have sheared off, but it's out. So I'm just going to jack it up, lower the car, pull it out, and then I'll come back when I've tidied the workshop and made it look a bit more presentable. But yeah, it's been a bad one, this has. Anyway, keep going. I'll see you in 2. Okay, so the engine's out the car and it's now on the floor so I can have a better look at it. We know it cranks over, so at least that's one good thing. First impressions, it just wants a clean. This black is oil, so it's probably had a leak, or it's just general dirt like engines will get. So we'll degrease it all and clean it all, and then we'll just rub down the surface rust parts. I've bought all new stuff like I did for the 850, so water pump, thermostat, fan, alternator that goes there, coil. We'll clean up the side of the gearbox. This part's seized, so it'll need a new one of them. And the back, pretty much the same. What I didn't know, and what a mini specialist told me this week, you can sometimes tell with the engines. If they painted red, original red, they're usually 1275. If you have 1000cc Mini, they usually should be yellow. And the 850cc, which I've got, the green one, are either black or sometimes green. And I didn't know that. Well, as you can see, this is red. So it's going to be painted red, and then with the chrome rocker cover, and then with all the new bits, it'll look really smart, this will. So I'm happy about that. I'm looking forward to building that. Inside the engine bay, considering there's a few rust issues on the body, inside the engine bay, it's solid, it's nice. Over there, what you can see is just surface rust, and it is just surface rust. I've banged it with a screwdriver. So hopefully, wire brush it, clean it all first, degrease it, take all the brake mechanism off, but then use the wire wheel, get all the surface rust off, and then we'll probably paint inside here. I do like painting. The inner wings are solid. Again, that's just dirt, all that is, you know. Just wet my finger. It is dirt. No rot. It looks like it's dented, but that is the shape for the engine. And on this side, where the radiator goes, it's all just wants cleaning up, surface rust. So, shouldn't be hard. Subframe, it's not dented, it's not buckled, it's never been welded. So, we'll do what we did with the green, and we'll take it off, and then I'll send this one to Terry. You guys didn't see, but my subframe came back from Terry's, and this is it. So that's what it looks like after it's been rebuilt. It's had all new drums, suspension, it's been powder coated. So that one's for mine. So we'll do the same for the 1275 GT. On the next video, I think we'll take the doors off, take all the interior off and put that up safe. And then we'll get the tool that goes on the grind, and we'll take all the paint off like we've done with the silver one. We'll do it with this so we can see, because I want to see how big that is at the back, the hole. I want to see if there's any bodge jobs in the A panel. I know it's rotten at the back. I don't know if you can see better. So all that will have to be welded, new parts for that. But again, I've got all the metal work. So that'll be a nice messy job, stripping that, as well as cleaning that up and sorting that engine up. So that's the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you guys like watching what I'm doing. Feel free to fire any comments, I'm all ears. And if you've got any information or anything you want to tell me regarding any of the minis, I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you to all the new subscribers to the channel. I appreciate it so much. My goal is, by summertime, hopefully I reach, I know it doesn't sound much, but it does to me, 1,000 subscribers. That's my target. Hopefully I get it. So I'll see you all guys. Oh God, I'm tired. I'll see you guys in a new video very soon. Take care.